I was just listening to the pattern, and she said that this time with the nodal shifts is about logical or analytical thinking being enhanced by spiritual intuitions and insights. And I loved that. I, in my coaching practice, yesterday my client was like, the one that I did the testimonial from, and she's like, I just, she has a business and she wants to figure out how to like kind of make it feel more exciting and more aligned. And her history, she's a fractional CFO and very analytical minded. And during the balances, it was just so beautiful because her grandmother came in and gave her all of this wisdom and basically being like, you don't need to know how, you just need to start helping people. And by the end of the session, because our goal was to kind of get her clarity and have her feel really comfortable, kind of having a direction, because everything was like very chaotic. And by the end of it, she had a lot of clarity, and she was able to essentially dismiss and release all of the anxieties and the worries and the swirling in her head and connect both her analytical side with the spiritual side and really creating harmony between the two, because it's really not about totally getting rid of systems and structures in lieu of like intuition and spirituality. It's a blend, it's a harmony. It's having enough structure but leaving room for universal magic and divine timing. And I think as everything is starting to break down, my hope in the greater scheme of things is that we're breaking all of this down in order to create systems and structures that will more so benefit the masses. Because these are all systems and structures that were made for white men, for white men, by white men, to benefit white men. And I think for a long time, it's like we've worked in the existing structures because we had to. And now, it's chaotic, and it's not the way that I would have liked to see progress or evolution, or the continuation of improvement. But I don't know, maybe there's something that we can glean from all of this, and one day we can say, you know some of it. I don't know, I'm not there yet.
Okay. So I'm not there to say like maybe this is like there's something good coming out of this. But what I will say is because of what's going on right now is why I'm doing this work here. And I do think that people are getting a benefit out of that. And so, if nothing else, all of this chaos and all of this turmoil and all of this injustice and all of this trauma has given me the opportunity to share my gifts with you guys. And that means a lot to me. And so today, what we're going to do is we're going to balance this analytical and spiritual side, so that we can have that harmony and we can all have this ability to create systems and structures, but also have enough fluidity in it where we can have our intuition and we can have those spiritual downloads and we can have those intuitive insights. Okay, so this is a fun balance, and it's going to seem really weird, and your mind is going to be like, "Am I moving my hands, or are they moving automatically?" It kind of feels like magnets. It's also kind of weird. Why is it taking so long? So just know that all of those stories in your head are normal. um, can I help you? Can you go sit down? Go. Um, So what we're going to do is we are going to imagine taking our brain into our hands. I like to imagine like little strings, like little like wires coming down to my hands and having my left hemisphere in my hand, and my left hand and my right hemisphere in my right hand. So kind of imagine your brains in your hands, which is like kind of morbid, but also kind of cool. What we're going to do is we're going to have our eyes closed. After I explain what we're going to do, you're going to pause the video, close your eyes, and do this exercise. So, what we're going to do is we are going to have our left analytical brain in our left hand, our right creative intuitive brain in our right hand. And while we are creating this harmony, we are just kind of imagining holding two truths, right? We're holding analytical with spirituality, we're holding logic with intuition, right? And as those things start to create more synergy, more harmony, more homeostasis within your body, mind body connection, your hands are actually going to magnetize toward the center. So it might take a little bit longer than normal balances when we're doing this, but your hands are going to kind of start, floating out like this. You're going to have your eyes closed. You're going to hold these two things together, and then they will naturally magnetize together. Once they meet in the middle, you can bring them into your heart center and then unpause the video. So, left hemisphere in your left hand, right hemisphere in your right hand, logic, intuition, analytics, and creativity. You have as much time as you need. Closing your eyes. I received the message, my systems support my spirituality. Right? We can have our systems and our structures, and we can have our intuition and our divine guidance, and we can create things that support one another, right? We don't want to be too rigid in one, but we also don't want to be too fluid in the other. And really, what we're doing is we're creating a whole brain state, right? We are making both hemispheres work together in order to achieve that desired outcome, right? And it's perfect timing with all of these nodal shifts. So congratulations on your balance. Please let me know how that went for you. If you felt anything, if it was weird, if you were like, whoa, it actually worked. This is so weird, right? Um, Putting 10 fingertips together, we just kind of want to lock it in. I'm going to pull a card. And the deck that I got today was a pretty funny one. So it's my Rebel deck. I love this deck. I don't get this out very much, but that's what Spirit wanted today. So here we go. Spicy spirituality. That's not one of these. Okay, okay. All right. So we're gonna ask Spirit just to send us a card, what we need to know, what we need to integrate, what we need to think about, what we need to not integrate. I already said that. What we need to activate today as it pertains to these nodal shifts or the balances that we did, blending our analytical side with our creativity, our intuition. Okay. Believe what you see. And it says, face reality or live in a fucking la la land. Choose bravely. I did a video last night because somebody had wrote a comment about we only see what we want to see, and I challenged it because we only see what we believe, right? And I think right now I don't want to use like too woo of a term, but like the veil is lifting, right? We are starting to have to reconcile what we think and what we see and what we believe. And it's going to get increasingly harder um to look at what's happening and to keep justifying it based on your inherent belief systems and your internal bias. It's going to reach a pressure point, right? Um, it's going to force people into kind of this choice, right? Of facing reality or living in a fucking la la land. When we can blend our hemispheres and when they're both working together and our brain is working in harmony with itself, it's a lot easier to see reality, to accept reality, and to be able to be a creative problem solver, right? We can't fix what we don't see, and we can't make solutions for things we choose to ignore. And I think that's the message of the day is that where are you choosing not to see something because it doesn't align with what you thought or what you believed? And really start to dig into this, right? This isn't just political. The political stage is just a big giant mirror for society and our own psyches. So there's obviously a lot of work to do down here to understand that people's actions matter, what they do, if it doesn't match what they say, and who in your life is incongruent. Are you being incongruent with that, right? So taking some time to really analyze that, I think, is a good thing to do today. Happy Saturday. Um, save this, share this, come back for more. Obviously, I do this every day. And my goal is to raise consciousness of humanity. So